Hey everybody, it is good to see you. Mark Dolfini, Landlord Coach. Vision and goals. Is there really a difference? Plus, the most ridiculous item of the day. Let's go ahead, drop the needle, and get started.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, ignition, liftoff.
Hey everybody, let's crank up the music a little bit. Bring it in the right way. That's right. That's right. All right, there's enough of that. Okay, I hope everybody's having a great day. It is a beautiful day outside again, and I am just absolutely loving this weather. I said to my maintenance supervisor today, like I wasn't sure to check a calendar or a map because it is absolutely gorgeous, and for it to be this nice in Indiana for this long, I just don't even know. So today we've got a topic from one of my 3 listeners. They dropped me an email and said, "Hey Coach, I've got a question. I hear you talking about, there was a bunch of discussion back and forth, so I'll spare you all that. But basically their question had to do with, they heard me all the time talking about vision, because as you know, I talk about my vision infrastructure process method, the VIP method, in the Time Wealthy Investor 2.0. And they're saying, so really, is there a difference between vision and goals? Because they hear people using vision and goals interchangeably. They have a goal board, they have a vision board. Is there really a difference? And I got thinking about this, like, well, yeah, I answer this question often. I get this question a lot, right, where people are talking about their vision and goals. But I think it's important where I even go back to where I came up with this concept of vision, and it's actually started a really long time ago. I mean, I might not want to admit this, but so my journey recently, where I got really, really intentional with my vision, I have a coach, right? I'm not the kind of coach that says, well, you need to have a coach, and I don't have a coach for myself. I have a coach, and I pay him a lot of money. But I definitely see the benefits to getting a coach, because it helps me see my blind spots. It helps me get faster, get to where I want to go faster. And it also helps me bounce like different ideas off of, right? Just somebody else. I also got sucked into a cult. Me and my bride got sucked into a cult that was disguised as a business and leadership course, which also talked a lot about vision. But my vision really, really started way back in 1997. And it was with a book called The Real Estate, Finance, and Investment Manual by Jack Cummings. This is a book published in 1997. So it's been a minute since I actually started it. And in this book, I still have it. This is actually the picture of the actual book that I have. And this is what I'm going to reference here today, here just a little bit. But in the beginning, the author does a brilliant job of describing and defining vision, but he talks about it specifically in terms of goals and goal setting and like that. So it's really interesting, because the first thing in the introduction, so it's not even in the book yet, it's actually, there's no pages on it yet, it's at page XI or XXI in this book. And the first line, it says, to be a success in real estate investing, you should keep in mind the following tenets. Number 1, formulate goals you want to achieve. That's the first thing. What is it you're trying to accomplish? Okay. So now, again, I'm just going to let you know, he uses the word goals here a little bit loosely. So just follow me here for just a second. We go to page 1, chapter 1. Okay. Here we are, chapter 1, page 1. Again, top line, the 6 truths to success in real estate. Number 1, know what you want to accomplish. Okay. Know what you want to accomplish. So again, he uses the phrase, again, your goal, okay? Now we're still in the very, very beginning of the book, and I'm going to skip over to page 19, okay? I think this is the second page of chapter 2, and this is where I was introduced to this word or concept of vision. Now, he doesn't really beat this drum too hard, but I latched onto this word way back then, and it kind of lingered on and marinated in terms of about my vision, right? About creating a vision for myself. So this is now what he was talking about, people who are very goal driven, and he was talking about people who are highly focused. And this is, I'm just going to read this real fast. The kind of focus I am talking about allows the person to have an actual vision of what the end results will be. Okay? So in that context, that's where I believe that goals and vision are actually different, although they are interrelated. So if you look at the next graphic here, this is how I teach. This is my truth for how I organize my thoughts between goals and vision. Now, people will say, yeah, I'm very goal oriented. I'm very, you give me a task, I want to complete it, right? So they're task oriented. They want to complete the task, and that's a goal for them, right? But what I would suggest is that vision is really about, that's the hill you're ready to die on. And a vision, in my estimation, is really what's the next thing for you, right? The way I look at vision is vision is in stages, right? So you might want to, let's just say for argument's sake, you might want to own your own house. You might want to have a hot tub, and you might want to be completely debt free. Okay? So those are all good parts of a vision, right? But you're going to have to put them in order of priority, because if you want to be completely debt free, you might not be able to save your way into your first house, right? Does it make sense for you to have a hot tub before you've bought this house? Like if you're renting a house that you're at, you might say, well, that doesn't really make sense for me to have a hot tub in my rental. Maybe it is. Again, maybe that's more of a vision for you than anything else. But it might make sense then to have your closest held, narrowly defined vision as owning your own home. And then getting that hot tub might be the next thing in your vision. So once you've got your vision, once you've obtained that home, then you're living that vision, and that moves down. So now the next piece of your vision is to get a hot tub. You're like, I've always wanted my own place, and I wanted a hot tub in my own home. So now I'm ready to buy my hot tub. So now you've got your home, your hot tub, and now the next thing is to be completely out of debt. So that, in order of priority, that might make sense in that order, unless you have a different plan. So I'm just giving you an idea that these things do need to be organized in terms of how you want to do that. So again, so that would be your vision. So your goals are really nothing more than waypoints along the way to get to your vision. So let's just say again, the first part of your vision is to buy your own home. So you may have goals along the way that are going to get you to that first part of your vision. So maybe your first goal is to get a better job, or to do some real estate deals where you're going to net $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 and then roll that into a down payment or something along those lines. Maybe it's to pay off a student loan so you can reduce your debt burden, so it makes your debt to income a little bit more favorable, right? And in that particular case, you identify which loans have the highest loan constant, so you can pay off the ones that are the biggest drain on your cash flow, right? So these could all be intermediate goals along the way to get to your vision. Think of it this way. Think of your vision as just kind of almost like a final destination. Right? It's not the final destination in your life, just the final destination. For some of you, your vision might be, look, I just want to be able to pay my bills. There's nothing wrong with that. That's a very good vision. If your vision is to not be stressed out all the time and not have to work 2 jobs just to make ends meet, that's a perfectly good vision. It doesn't have to be this far off reaching gigantic, mountain that you have to try to this huge iceberg that you have to melt. It's not this big mountain you have to dig out, right? It could just be something that's very simple. And sometimes the smallest visions are the best ones, because once you get a little bit of traction and you get a little bit of success, success begets success. So, sometimes if you're not really sure on how to do these, set a small vision. But what I would challenge you to is make your visions big enough so they scare you. So you're almost like, man, what if that came true? What if I could actually own my own home? What if I could actually have a house on a beach? What if I could actually have a house on 10 acres of land, right? And then all of a sudden, when you start writing that down, you can start to put and formulate goals that are waypoints along the way to that strategy. So to finish this concept up, when you're looking at your vision, your vision, let's just say for argument's sake that you and I are going to go on a road trip, and we start out in Detroit, Michigan, and we want to go to Key West, Florida. So if we're mapping out our journey along the way, our goals might be to hit Indianapolis, Chattanooga, and Atlanta, and then Key West, right? So those are just waypoints along the way. So if we get to Indianapolis and we're on our way to Chattanooga, and you say to me, hey, you know what, we should totally go to St. Louis because a buddy of mine, he's a lot of fun, we can hang out with him. And I'm going to be like, dude, that's nowhere, that's completely out of our direction. We're not heading in the same direction. Why would I want to turn the car around to go to St. Louis when our vision is to get to Key West? I would argue that if you don't have a clear vision, it's really easy to become distracted, especially in the real estate business, because real estate, as much opportunity as there is, it's fantastic because there's so many different opportunities. But the bad thing about real estate is there's so many opportunities. It's really easy to become distracted by that house flip, or that wholesale deal, or picking up that rental, or any other number of different ways to make money in real estate. There's literally a million ways to make $1 million in real estate. So if you are not focused, if you don't have a clear vision, it's really easy to become distracted. Okay, so that's the whole concept of vision and difference between vision and goals. Again, it's my truth. I'm not saying it's the truth, but it's just my truth. So I hope you are that gives you a little bit of clarity there. Okay, your favorite time in mind, the most ridiculous item of the day.
So ridiculous.
That's right. It is so ridiculous that it's barely even something that I can muster to believe that actually someone would try to pull this off. Okay. So for those of you kitchen designers out there, and for those of you who are even thinking about designing a kitchen, I want you to forget about granite. I want you to forget about Formica. I want you to think about, that's right, sheet metal. Look at that design right there. So that, obviously, when counter space is at a premium, you just go with sheet metal appliances. That's exactly what you do. So you get your washer, your dryer, and you don't even worry about the counter space because you are that fancy. And yeah, what can I say? That is a multitasker's dream kitchen. I don't even know. Just make sure that you're preheating the dryer to 375 degrees before switching over the laundry. Yep, that's all I got. All right, so that's all I have for today. For those of you who are interested in taking a look at the becoming a VIP in the rental business course, you can head on over to the landlordcoach.com website. Just head on over to landlordcoach.com and you can just check on it. The links are pretty straightforward. You can find it there. But also, if you are looking for someone to help you with your vision, that's something that I can do too. Just head on over there, fill out the application. I'll be happy to talk to you about that. Please make sure that you place a value on your free time, because if you don't, someone else will. But most important, there is no amount of money that will make time irrelevant. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time.